Now, Sarah Silverman is in the news every once in a while, usually for saying something really stupid, whether it's about politics, whether it's about entertainment, whatever it may be. And once again, she was trending the other day when she asked Hollywood for something. She said in the latest woke war against acting, Sarah Silverman says that only Jews should play Jews. And also, she created a term called Jewface. When a non-Jewish person plays someone who is Jewish in a movie. And considering Sarah Silverman's past, I just think it's funny because this is Sarah Silverman, where she did blackface. She did an entire sketch where basically they switched places. So she had to live her day as a black person, and this other person had to live their day as a Jewish woman, right? That was the thing. Ironic that person was, I guess, getting in Jewface, as Sarah Silverman would like to call it. But let's get back to the article so we can hear exactly what she's saying. Alleged comedian actress Sarah Silverman has a complaint to make. Alleged comedian. What's with all the actors doing acting? Don't they know the only part you're allowed to play is yourself? That's a great point. I wonder if Sarah Silverman ever said, I don't want any non-Jewish people played by a Jewish person. Wouldn't that be the same thing? Wouldn't that be the equivalent? But no, we know it's not about that. And like I said earlier, all I'm looking for is consistency. And when I see people that are completely inconsistent and completely hypocritical, I'm going to call them out for their stupidity. And that's exactly what Sarah Silverman is. She is fucking stupid. On her podcast, Silverman complained, there's this long tradition of non-Jews playing Jews, and not just playing people who happen to be Jewish, but people whose Jewishness is their whole being. How many characters are there in cinema where you feel like their Jewishness is their entire being? You know what I mean? Like, the fact that you're even looking at it through that type of lens tells me you're an insane person. One could argue, for instance, that a Gentile playing Joan Rivers correctly would be doing what is actually called Jewface. One could argue that, but only if one had the IQ of the stuff that grows on your kitchen sponge. So Silverman's the kind of person who argues for inclusiveness by telling us all about who should be excluded from what. She's the Clancy Wiggum of the cultural appropriation police. In 2007, on her Comedy Central show, she actually wore blackface, proving that she was guilty of cultural appropriating the humor of 1936. In 2016, she appeared as Adolf Hitler on an episode of Conan. Only Aryans get to do that. Silverman says Jewface is defined as when a non-Jew portrays a Jew with Jewishness front and center, often with makeup or changing of features, big fake nose, and all the New Yorkie or Yiddishy inflection. She added, when the importance of representation is seen as so essential, why does ours constantly get breached, even today in the thick of it? This is the point, kind of similar to what I just made. This person makes it here. Ours, as in Jewish roles belonging exclusively to Jews, are Jews supposed to turn down roles as non-Jews? Jews are still a minority. They'd have to turn down the vast majority of parts if they only did roles that are, quote, ours. So I take it that this guy is actually Jewish who wrote this. Or does this rule somehow work only one way? Christianity is a culture. Should only Christian actors be cast in Christian roles? Pretending to be someone you aren't isn't a cultural breach. It's just acting. And that is the point, right? That is the point, that actors are actors for a reason. Actors aren't the people they're playing. Actors are trying to emulate the person that they are playing. Inherently, everybody is not playing themselves, unless it's a freaking biopic or a documentary or whatever it may be. Sarah Silverman, it's just her latest L, right? It's just her latest dumb fucking thing that she said that's gone trending and got her a lot of attention, but only results in her being made fun of. Because virtually no one thinks that this is a problem. And in fact, you're going to end up, if you do really want to hold that standard, you have to hold it in every way. Then only person of this descent can play this role. Only person with this religious background can play this role, and so on and so forth. That could cause a lot of backlash that I don't think you want, Sarah. I don't think that you want to be have this only the small minimal amount of roles that you can portray. That's personally not what I think you want, but is what that leads to in that kind of thinking. Just one more example that people in Hollywood like Sarah Silverman are insane. Jewface. Jesus Christ. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.